Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is dielectrics. First of all, we want to know the dielectric constant. The dielectric constant is determined by the ratio between permittivity of free space to permittivity of the medium. So, epsilon r is equal to epsilon by epsilon naught. So, it has no units. Next one, electric polarization. Electric polarization is nothing but the process of producing the dipoles per electric field is called electric polarization. First of all, we want to know what is polarization. The polarization is nothing but the induced dipole moment per unit electric field is called polarization. Mu is directly proportional to E, so you want to convert mu is equal to alpha E, where alpha is the polarizability constant. We want to find out the polarization vector. It is denoted with P. Polarization vector is P is equal to summation I equal to 1 to n qi into xi by V. Okay, what is polarization vector? The dipole moment per unit vector is called polarization vector. Next of all, electric flux density. Electric flux density is nothing but is denoted by D. So that is equal to D is into. So, the electric flux density is expressed in the free space. Free space is nothing but it is denoted with D naught is equal to epsilon naught into E is equation number 1. At the same point of the medium is given by D is equal to epsilon into E. So, equation 1 and 2 has the very different. Equation 1 is represents the free space and equation 2 represents the medium. So, from equation 1 and 2, capital D is equal to epsilon naught into E plus P. So, next one, using 2 and 3 equations, LHS are same, so LHS are same, so RHS is equal to epsilon E is equal to epsilon naught E plus P. So common terms are taken that in equation above equation epsilon minus epsilon naught into E is equal. So next, electric susceptibility. Electric susceptibility is denoted with xi e. So P bar is equal to epsilon naught into xi e into P, where xi e is equal to epsilon naught minus 1. So xi e is equal to epsilon naught minus 1. It is substituted in above equation. P bar is equal to epsilon naught into xi e into E. Okay. Next, xi e is equal to P bar by epsilon naught into E, that implied xi e is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon naught minus 1 into E by epsilon naught into E. Next, various polarization processes. What is polarization processes? Polarization is due to four types. First one, electronic polarization, ionic polarization. First one, electronic polarization. Electronic polarization is already told in above ionic polarization, orientation polarization, space charge polarization. First one, so we want to skip that. Electronic polarization in positive charge and negative charge. First, the above figure shows that positive charge and negative charge plus ZE and minus ZE. The derivation part is shows as slide, and the following continuation derivation part in the above slide. Next one, ionic polarization. Ionic polarization is resultant dipole moment mu is equal to q into x1 plus x2 and so on. Plus x1 is denoted as the cation and minus denoted as the cation. In above figure shows that positive charge cation and negative charge anion. That implies the restoring force F is equal to E into capital E x1 plus x2, where capital M is the mass of anion and small m is the cation. Representation of unit equations. And orientational polarization, it has the units of 10 power 6 to 10 power 10 edges, and it shows the polarization process of comparing to the ionic polarization, expressions for the orientational polarizations, and it gives the depends on the temperature, p naught equation, and internal fields or electric fields are nothing but internal evaluation of internal field nothing but a value in the inside the dielectric. So inside the dielectrics are E1 and E2 and E3 and E4. Positive charge and negative charge is distanced by the dielectric field. So expression for E1 it is shown by the figure. E2 and the diagram in the above electric field, and E2, E3, E4 like that. So finally we want to add the E1 and E2, E3, E4 expressions. First of all we want to, so finally the internal field of Clausius-Mosatti equation is the new topic. Consider a dielectric material is assumed in a ionic polarization and orientational polarization. Alpha I and alpha naught is equal to 0, where I is equal to E plus P by 3 epsilon naught. Okay. There are the equations E1 and E2 and E3, E4. Thank you. Thank you for listening.